Hey guys, I'm Alistair from the Trail and Kale Running Co, and this is the North Face VECTIV Infinite 2. First off then, what's the VECTIV Infinite 2 trail running shoe for? Who's it designed for? What's it going to do best? Well, it's very much an all-mountain trail running shoe, so think of it as the most versatile type of trail running shoe. You can take this on pretty much any distance you want, over any terrain you want. And because it's got an extremely rugged, with lugs that are 5mm deep and a rubber compound, which is insanely good, more on that in just a moment. These are also really good for wet, muddy trails too. I'm going to start by going over some of the key specifications that are important to know about. Firstly, they cost $170. Is it worth that price tag? Well, I'll let you know by the end of this review, don't worry. How do they fit and how do they feel? Well, they're very much true to size and they have a medium width. And they're really nice to slip on. They feel cloud-like, this nice kind of flexible, look at all the dirt coming off that. Very nice flexible heel counter, so it makes them very easy to slip on. But also you get a really good heel lock out of this too. So that heel counter has dual purpose effectively, and there's a lot of nice plush cushioning on the inside of the shoe. You can see here, that helps lock your foot into the shoe, but also it gives your ankle area a nice bit of padding and cushioning. This feeling of comfort translates to the run too. The upper is really nice. It's an engineered mesh. It's very breathable. There is a little bit of stretch in there as well. So if you are running in hot temperatures or you're just doing a really intense, fast run where your feet might be expanding throughout that run, then this upper does have a little bit of stretch to it. So it kind of conforms and caters to your feet as they get larger and smaller during a run. Love for notched laces. I'm seeing this a lot more often nowadays, these laces. Brooks are using them a lot on their trail running shoes too, and Nike on their super shoes. But I love them because there's a little bit of stretch in there, but also they're lightweight. And because they're notched, when you do them up, they tend to stay done up, a lot more than a traditional lace would. The tongue is nice and padded as well. Nothing too fancy going on here with the tongue or the lacing system above it. But I've said it before, I love lacing systems that just work. I'm not looking for anything fancy. So a traditional lacing system that allows me to do the shoe up quickly and get a nice ideal fit as quickly as possible, then that's good. That's what I'm after. The midsole is really nicely balanced. I'll go into that more in my performance review, but very quickly it's using EVA foam and it has a nice rocker geometry to it. And what the rocker does is allow you to have a nice soft transition from landing, flex, takeoff. That rocker just makes everything a lot smoother, and over time if you're running long distances, then that matters. And it's balanced because it's really cushioned, but also very responsive. And it gets its response from the plate. It's a P-Bax plate, which goes through the midsole, and it kind of forks out at the rear. You can kind of see it here where it says VECTIV. It kind of wings out at the forefoot, giving you a little bit of extra stability. And then it forks out at the rear. You can see these sections here. Kind of just forks out and then wraps around. Absolutely love that because it does give you more energy return when you do flex. Energy is stored, and then when you release that energy, you get forward propulsion. And you really feel it on flat sections mostly. The outsole is using the North Face's Surface Control rubber compound. It is so damn good. It's easily as good as Vibram Mega Grip. I was actually surprised at how well that performed. The lugs on it are 5mm deep, which is awesome because that allows you to run in wet, sloppy mud conditions. It has a drop of 6mm from heel to toe. That's 28mm under the heel and 22 under the toe. So that's actually a fairly low stack height. And that's good because that allows you to maintain control on the trails allows you to stay dynamic and effectively react to the trail as you're moving along it. And then finally, they weigh 10.9 ounces for a size US men's 9. Well, you've made it to my performance review. Thanks for sticking with me. When it comes to flat sections, they're insanely fast. That P-bax plate in the midsole really does give you great energy return, gives you nice stability on trails for the most part. It's very breathable, so if you are running fast, your feet are going to be heating up quickly. So it's really nice that you can regulate temperature within the shoe, thanks to that nice engineered mesh upper, which is breathable. If you're enjoying this review, please give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to this channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. And the ride is just insanely good. The North Face have got the balance just right here. It's cushioned enough so that my feet are protected from the sharp rocks or obstacles underfoot, but it's responsive enough to be fast and reactive on the trail. The rocker on this is just awesome. It feels amazing. How do they perform on climbs? Well, I took these on a variety of different climbs, so some that had, I don't know, maybe like a 8% grade, so nothing too steep, but a grade where I was able to just run in them. They perform really well here because of that P-bax plate. It kind of just gave me that energy return I needed to just keep running up the hill. And when it came to steep terrain, well, I have quite a few steep climbs on my local route that I use for testing up in the mountains here in Northern California, and they perform really well. So the breathable upper is the first important thing I look out for, because when I'm climbing up steep hills, I am really pushing myself. My feet are getting hot. I'm sweating like a complete mess, and I just love doing that. So I need a nice breathable shoe or breathable upper. Also, there's enough space in the toe box where my toes can splay a little bit. And you do need that if you're going to be climbing up steep inclines. That's just biomechanics 101. Your toes need to splay out a little bit. That gives you more surface area, and it allows your toes to get more power into your stride. So the VECTIV Infinite 2 performs really well there. And then you've got the nice lugs on the outsole. There's plenty at the forefoot, or under the toe should I say. So when you are trying to claw into the trail, going up steep climbs, then those lugs catch and they give you nice traction. So there's no slipping back down a trail. Then there's the heel lock. You need to have a good heel lock. You don't want to be losing energy from heel slippage as you're climbing up the hill. And they perform really well because of all this padding that kind of frames your heel in the heel counter. It's nice and flexible too, but it does lock your foot in place. And there's padding on the inside too. But the lacing system and upper just work really well together, locks your foot in place, and gives the performance you need. Now, it's not the lightest all-mountain running shoe, but it doesn't feel heavy on the run, even on the climbs, but I guess that could be an area for improvement for the next version. How do they perform on steep technical downhills then? This is a little bit of a double-edged sword. When it comes to the outsole performance and traction, these shoes are insanely good. They're up there with the best. This surface control rubber compound performs just as good as Vibram Mega Grip and Traction Lug. They are really just a joy to run in. I feel like I've got confidence because I know they've got my back. I don't feel like I'm going to slip and lose control, and that's really important when you're running technical gnarly downhills. So absolutely love that about this shoe. But there is area for improvement in terms of stability. Yes, there's a P-bax plate which does give some stability in the midsole. I'll give them that. That does work. And when I'm talking about stability, I'm talking about lateral roll, or stability in the lateral. For me, it's the support in the upper. So you'll see if I kind of just squeeze this area here, there's not a huge amount of support rising up around the ankle sections. And that's great for the most part, but if you are running on high frequency technical terrain, so that's lots of rocks, kind of this sort of size, ankle rolling size, high frequency, then they're not the most stable. And that is mostly because of this upper and the slight lack of support around this section. Now, you will only pick up on this if you are running in high frequency technical terrain, like I was in some sections in my steep downhill. But really, that's the only area where I'd improve it. It's the stability and maybe the weight a little bit. But like I said, the weight doesn't feel like it affects performance. Maybe the support in the upper, maybe that will affect performance for some people on certain terrains. The rest of this trail running shoe on the downhills is fantastic. The outsole is super aggressive. One of the best for me that I've actually tested. Even though there's no rubber compound in the midsection, that could catch some people out, but it didn't affect me and my performance on my technical downhill running. I also like how they look. What about you? Let me know in the comments. Have you tried the VECTIV Infinite 2? How did you get on? Did you enjoy it too? Is it worth $170 then? Well, yes, I would say it is worth that. This is a fantastic all-mountain trail running shoe from the North Face. It handles technical terrain exceptionally well. That rugged outsole is insane. I love how comfortable it is. Love this heel counter up here. Nice protective upper, it's breathable. I forgot to mention it is a semi-protected toe bumper. It's got a nice protective plastic overlay for durability, but it's semi-protective as a toe bumper too. So all in all, it's a fantastic, highly versatile all-mountain trail running shoe, which I'm going to be using a lot more on the trails out here. Well, I really hope you enjoyed watching the North Face VECTIV Infinite 2 review. If you did, please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. And if you've got any questions at all about the VECTIV Infinite 2, let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to help. And if you're not sure if this is the shoe for you, and you have specific needs from your trail or road running shoes, let me know what those needs or requirements are in the comments down below, and I'll get you hooked up with the best running shoes for you. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.